Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. Can the Eagles reload without breaking the team apart? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman has been a masterful general manager, and he's been so well put together as far as the draft moves he makes. He's been so put together as far as the free agents he picks up, the chances he gives, and the money that he dishes out. Can the Philadelphia Eagles retool this team in an effective way without breaking up the core is the question. When you're thinking about the run that they had last year, it was very dominant. You had Brandon Graham, you had Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, you had Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. You had a lot of monsters in the middle and also to the side, left or right. And you had a rare type of pass rush situation where everybody could rush the passer. It didn't matter if it was coming from the linebacker position, defensive tackle, DN, sometimes even corners came off the corner to blitz. So you're asking yourself, what's the biggest glaring need for the Philadelphia Eagles? I think that certain people would disagree or agree to disagree. Some say they need to get the corner situation a little better because you have young corners. They're young, but they did play a little bit last year. But you got to think, you lose one of your best corners, essentially you let them go, and you're having to retool. Or do you restock that defensive line? There's a lot of different talent, but I think the best way to invigorate this team is adding a premier offensive lineman. An offensive lineman that can change positions, that either plays guard or tackle, that can play either side, because you can never have too many offensive linemen. And then you also got to think a defensive lineman would be great because you've lost so much talent on that defensive line. Milton went to the Patriots, and you also saw Josh Sweat go to the Cardinals, and you also saw Brandon Graham retire, that you can add more pieces to the defensive line. Howie Roseman is probably going to grab a linebacker. He's probably going to grab a running back as well, and another wide receiver for depth purposes. I think that overall, the ceiling for the Philadelphia Eagles is another Super Bowl. There's nothing in front of them or nothing in their division that just says, okay, they're going to be stopped from this. They didn't stop the tush push this offseason, so you still have a healthy Jalen Hurts. You got a healthy Saquon. You got an AJ. You have Smith on the other side. You have a lot of different weapons everywhere. So tight end is going to be a position I think they look at as well because, you can always replenish the tight end position for them. But I think overall, this team's biggest need is going to be defensive linemen. I think that when you think about all the names that are here, you got a couple of monsters that are here that have fallen out the first round with a grade, that either because of behavioral stuff off the field or because of issues off the field, that, it's a Jalen Carter situation where it could be something like an arrest. It could be something like a situation in school where they failed a couple of drug tests. It could be anything. And that's where Howie Roseman hedges his bets, because when other people will cool off on grades on people, they ramp it up on people. And they say, okay, we're going to give you another chance. You made a mistake. It is what it is. That was years ago, or that was recent, but we want to get over that. And I think that's what's going to help them. Having multiple draft picks where you can be flexible, where you trade out or trade in, that's what the Eagles do. They trade down, they trade up. They're very intentional about what they're doing, and I think this is going to help them move up in the draft or either move down in the draft. They're going to stockpile picks. They're going to be like the Oklahoma City Thunder of the NBA and stockpile picks. I think they have that much talent, and they're going to use the draft because that helps them with the salary cap. But I think the Eagles are set. They're going to make great draft day moves. And I think that the people that they sign, if you look at their history of the Georgia Bulldogs, drafting those, their history of what they've been drafting the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of these players are panning out. A lot of these players are getting to that second contract. So they're very phenomenal at what they do at eyeballing talent and eyeballing guys that are going to be starters at some point in time within the near future. So I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles to have a great draft. I think that they're going to retool on the fly, and they're not going to miss a beat. So all you Eagles fans, get in the comment section. Fly, Eagles, fly. And NFL fans, what do you feel about this? Do you feel like they're going to retool, restock? What are they going to do? They're going to hit the reset button a little bit. But definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and I'll see you in the next episode.